Hey everybody, this is Maelstrom back with more Flailthroughs. Today we have a level 1 Pale Rider Cavalry in a 400 cost room. It's a 350 cost suit. I rolled it on my North American account because honestly I roll pretty much everything I want on my North American account that I barely play. But because I barely play it, I'm missing a lot of the staples that I use, so that leads me to not playing it more. Pale Rider today is painted in Heavyarms colors, specifically normal Heavyarms, but Endless Waltz style colors. And this suit really pulls off those colors. Looks real good. The head's a perfect match for Heavyarms. And unfortunately, I'm not particularly great with the weapon selection on this yet. This is my first match in the suit, and there's a learning curve. I've used beam cannons, I've used beam snipers, I've used Gatling guns, I've used missiles, but the position, because it's coming from under the hand, is a little off, and it takes me most of the match to get a feel for it. I snuck around back here. I do that often on the mountain map here, well, on Crash Site, but I normally am alone back here. Instead, our raid has come back here, which instead of me leading off 3 enemies and collapsing their front line, the enemies reacted in pretty appropriate numbers. There's a Pale Rider and there's a G-line assault armor here. On paper, they have a slight edge. I just blocked his retreat there because I got stunned, and there go his legs. We have a slight edge in range, but in close combat they've got us. This is not the greatest part of the map for us to engage in, so I pop Hades and I try to retreat, just as I see number 2, our Pale Rider, coming to back me up. So, to not have a repeat of what just happened, I try to get in there and help him, try to line up some shots, but I overcompensate and end up missing, so I just try to put in as much damage as I can on the G line there. Didn't think he'd reach me, but as I have the suit, I should have known better. I try to finish him off while backpedaling, not seeing the gun cannon sneaking up behind me, who does absolutely exactly what he should. 1, 2, he's got me killed, and he kills Zelmax. Sorry. No, it is Zetmax. So, he's taking an airstrike, but I'm pretty sure he survives. The enemy team now has a good, solid, almost 3,000 point lead. I'm going to blame myself for at least 3 of our deaths there, because obviously I got myself killed. The raid there probably would have survived without me. Maybe. And Zetmax actually ends up carrying this match, so I have confidence that he probably could have won a 2-on-1 if I had been remotely competent there. We can see a nice look at this paint scheme there. It really looks good as Heavyarms. But now I'm rushing back past our Hildolfer to try and reinforce the team. This is where I start to get a little bit of a feel for the suit, but it's still not quite there. I end up overcompensating for a beam shot again and mispredicting his movement. But now I've got a pretty good idea of how the weapons work. I tag him with the beams, I drill him with the Gatling, he throws up his Hades, I throw a couple missiles at him. I've pretty much got this Pale Rider Cavalry dead, but here comes the enemy Pale Rider from 4, forcing me to pull back and dodge. One of our teammates is breaking off to back me up, lands a good shot. It's the G-Line standard armor, and he really saves me a lot this round, helps me do a lot of damage. He's pretty good with those Gatling smashers. And there's a kill finally. I had to go in for melee. Not really surprised with my style of play. But here's a particularly interesting moment. I go down to steal this base here, and I happen to notice on the radar there's a pilot. So I wait nice and patiently, see him fly over, he's starting to try to repair me, and I take him down. Sorry, I just got this suit, I'm not ready to give it up. I go in here, take the base, 2 enemies spawn, but thankfully they don't seem to know my suit's around the corner, and it buys me enough time to get back in and rejoin the fight. I'm still a little clunky with the weaponry, and my suit's a little beat up, but I feel like I managed to do some work here. I tagged that G-line, hit him with some Gatling fire, try to hit him with a melee, but me and the other G-line interrupt each other. And right there, he was just out of my reach. It was mostly the slope. And then an airstrike gets me. But at least I took him down, probably to half with that other G-line. One of our Pale Riders there, holding off the enemy Pale Rider. Now we're just waiting on respawn. We've managed to take the lead. It's a very narrow lead, 500 points or so. But now the rest of the team is picking up for my slack. I really just need to learn this suit a little better, but you can't learn it without trying it. Generally, it only takes me about a match to get a feel for a suit, and unfortunately I wasn't able to finish that guy. But he's on his deathbed. I pull back from this Pale Rider. There's 2 Pale Riders here. He comes up after me. I deter him with my spear. Not able to get at him. The enemy's got him covered, and I think one of our allies managed to take him out. This Pale Rider, though, right here, stumbled into melee range. That's the one range that you don't want to fight me in. That's where I know what I'm doing. So I managed to score another kill there. We've got about 2 minutes left, a little less, minute and 3/4. Gogoog's over here. He's doing great. I believe that's the gun cannon there, so I lean off and try to tag that G-line again. I notice he still hasn't quite killed what he's fighting, so I come to back him up. He's using the MMP-80, actually, instead of the beam rifle. I get there just in time to see he killed the enemy. Zetmax scores yet another kill. I'm rushing back to the front line. We're on a roll at this point. We're up almost 4,000 points from being only up about 500. I've got most of my health. Most of my weapons are ready. So I'm going to just throw weapons down range, just throw some rounds. Enemy didn't move as I predicted. But if I can keep him pinned down, maybe I can keep him in that airstrike. I missed my beam. Throwing Gatling down range with the G-Line's Gatling Smashers. And I don't know if we managed to get anybody killed, but there's now a lot of wounded suits back there. I don't know if we can get in there. All my weapons are overheated. I'm not sure what to do. I see that Zetmax is low on health over here, so I try to rush and assist him. Tag this powered GM. He goes in. I push past him. Hopefully Zetmax has got him stunned, which he did. I try to stop him with my javelin. I overreach slightly. The enemies back there are trying to just shoot us down. I managed to kill Zetmax, and not going to have a repeat from before, so I rush in to help our raid. I try to take down this power gem. He's not prepared for my reach. We managed to just barely kill him, I think, or he might pull back and survive. But the match is over. I got him with that sideswipe. Match is over. We've got 3 people alive at the end, but it's not enough for the enemy to make up the difference by this point. So, we have a victory. Pale Rider in Heavyarms colors looks fantastic. My team did great, carried my honestly dead weight for most of the match. I did okay. I scored 3 or 4 kills. One of them was kind of a kill steal. I scored 3 kills, so I really got a 1-to-1 ratio. But that's going to do it for today's Flailthroughs. I hope you all had fun, and have a great rest of the day. Later. So following this match, I should be doing a couple more Gundam Wing Gundam suits.